Record keeping is extremely important for data protection, and with the host of international laws such as GDPR, PDPL laws in Saudi Arabia, China, and other countries, it's now more important than ever that these data processing records are kept accurate and up to date. Incomplete records can lead to fines, legal cases, and a host of other problems. Therefore, managing these in an effective fashion is extremely important. This is why we developed this tool, the Personal Data Record Management System, which is fully automated and virtually eliminates the possibilities of inaccuracies or incomplete records, and has a host of features such as reporting, charts, audit logs, and others that will help you manage your record of processing activities. So let's have a little navigation through the system so you can see how it works and the different features um, that will help you manage your records. So here you have the main data entry screen. We have down here a window of sample of records of 40 or so records. Well, let's just pull up one of these ones that we made earlier. So you'll notice the parts of the form at the top here. We have a range of data entry forms where you can enter in data. So let's take a look at this one here. So business function, human resources, personnel files. Here you can enter in where these records of processing may happen. There might be a document, or you can enter in a string value. And there's other selection fields in here of the types of personal data that might be stored, categories of recipients, and these map to a host of data protection laws. So it's additional information that you would just see in GDPR. You will see other laws mapped in here. So you got different personal identifiable information types. We have a list there for different countries and the types of data that might be stored. Here we have like a bunch of records, a bunch of options here that you can save a record, reset the form, print the form out to a PDF form, email records. We can share records securely with the third party. You can set a password on that, pass protection. So it could be an auditor or something that you may need to send the records on to. Here you can, there's some information along the side here. You can reinitialize the data. So when you get to start using the form, you can just initialize all the data here by clicking on the big red button. And then there's other information here. You can also enter full screen mode to get a closer zoom in on the records. A couple of navigation features down here that will help you navigate through the details. So some of the features worth of note, and you'll see in each of the records there's timestamp information, the creation date, created by, updated on, updated by. This is important for audit trails, which are increasingly required by various different laws, that you have some kind of record of what data that when it was updated, etc. So you go across the forms here. Important, the lawful basis for processing. So you can do a multi-select field, just select one, or you can select multiple reasons why, the rights available to issue to the individuals, all rights, or you can be selective about the different rights. So you get a picture here that there's a lot of fields in here. They don't all have to be filled in depending on the law that you're required to comply with, but they are available for you to use. And it basically, it gets down to a very granular detail, down to the app names that are used in the system, as well as where the physical data is actually, you can record and update your own fields. I'll show you in a bit where you can update these drop-down fields, but you can put down to a very granular level where the data is, who the system and technical owners are of the data. So it's not just a data processing record, it's kind of a record metadata about every part of the data that you hold, the personal data that you hold in your organization. And there's some other questions about, has a DPA DPIA being performed, a link to that if there's a data. Again, you can just click on the link here or enter in the copy and paste in the path. Personal data breach. Was this part of a breach? Here's some of the notification links. So depending on your country, you may have, well, your country probably will have a data breach submission style. So the EU there, you see that link, and KSA, they have their own SDAIA, Qatar, New York, California. They're just examples of where you can find out information about what information needs to be submitted in case of a breach. Then we have a whole section to criminal or children's information, depending on your organization. This may or may not apply. Some of the rules here for, you know, the UK, the US, KSA, in terms of management of the conditions for processing that data in the children's or minors' data in the first place. And then we have the chart section. This is useful in terms of KPIs. You're going to have the age chart, so like records that haven't been updated in a year. These are represented in red, obviously. You can zoom in here and get a closer look. Records over a year, records less than a year. Then you have created by chart, so you can kind of see who's been updating the records. The created by when they were updated is important. Well, these KPIs are important in terms of usefulness and documenting who's done what. So getting then to the contact us page, there's a form to update that. And the contact update form, this is required under most laws that you have a controller name, DPO name if it applies in your organization, and a representative name. You can enter this detail here and update the record. Now you get into the raw data section. This is where the information is being worked from. So anything you see in the form pulls from this long record. This is what you would get if you were manually entering information. You'd have to go across each of these rows and type in the information, which takes a very long time. And you know, one of the benefits of this application is that you're reducing the amount of errors and missing information. It's all represented in form format, which makes it less likely that you're going to miss out on information. So you get a picture then of like the level of detail. This is sample data, by the way. It's just something that I've generated. You'll see in the field values, this is where it pulls this information from. So depending on your organization, you're going to fill out these drop downs differently. Like there's preset information here that you can use, but when it gets to like some specific information in terms of locations of data, app names that are processing the data, where the data is being stored, these are just source, or these are example data centers that are around the globe. You can add in your own depending on your own organization. And then it even gets down to like where the data is physically stored, which is obviously important from a traceability, auditability standpoint. You can put in this data so for future references, and then you have your system owners, or you can add in your technical owners here as well. And of course the type of data that we're talking about. Lastly, I want to show you then the print format. This is an example of the print layout. So normally speaking, if you're manually doing this, you'd be setting print ranges and trying to get it all formatted in the same sheet. We've done that for you, and you get a view then of a record. You can plug in your record there and it'll print out. So there's the charts area as well. So they're the three charts that come with it. So you're getting a comprehensive system, all in one system, and for the low cost, we think it's a useful tool. Try it out, see what you think of it, and then if you have any questions, you can come back to us, and we have a 24-hour support team there to help you. Thanks for watching. Any questions, feel free to use the contact us page on our homepage, data-privacy.io, if you have any questions about the product. Thanks for watching.